You want to support Roland Martin Unfiltered? Be sure to join our Bring the Funk fan club. Every dollar that you give to us supports our daily digital show. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real as Roland Martin Unfiltered. By going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com, you can make this possible. Folks, I keep telling y'all, this is the only way we're going to hold these police accountable for the crazy actions they take. But y'all got to do me a favor. I keep telling y'all, shoot the video this way so we can feel the whole screen. I'm just saying. All right, folks, we talked about, of course, what took place here in Washington, D.C. with the Metro police officers when basic conversation was going just fine. Then one cop just roll up, losing his damn mind, pushes a black man, ends up tasing him. They've now dropped the charges against that black man. But I want to go ahead and show you the video again. And again, for some of you who are triggered by these videos, you can turn away and then come back for the conversation. But this took place just a few days ago here in the nation's capital, which some people affectionately call Chocolate City.
My name is Shamir. You mind if I stay here with you for a little bit? Because I want to make sure that y'all brothers taken care of, okay? I'm not putting you on camera at all. I'm not putting you on camera at all. I just want to make sure that y'all all right? Because I see them looking at y'all, and what I'm not about to do is have none of y'all get hurt right now, all right? So my name is Shamir. We're going to stay right here, and we're going to make sure that everybody's taken care of, okay? What I don't want is one of these colonizers trying to get on y'all about some shit, because then I'm going to have to go off, and I ain't got my nails done, all right? So we're going to calm down real quick. All right. Hold on. Whoa. He's all right. Hold on. He's all right. Hey. Get the baby. Chill. Not necessary. Just get down. Yo, not necessary. That is not necessary. He's not even resistant. He is okay. Stop. Yo, I'm right here. Y'all need to stop. He's not even stop. Just lay down. Stop, babe. Stop. Yo, let him the fuck go. He's all right. He's down. He can't fucking move. He's down. Leave him alone. He is down. All right, joining us right now is Shamir Jones, the woman who actually shot that video. And also joining us is NeeNee Tay. She's the lead organizer for Black Lives Matter DC. Glad to have both of you on Roland Martin Unfiltered. Thank you.
All right, have you got your nails done?
No.
Okay, when I first saw the video, I said, did she actually just say, I didn't get my nails done?
I needed to be prepared, and I wasn't prepared, but I knew I needed to protect those babies, so.
So walk us through before. So what happened? So you were riding the subway, and then, so walk us through what happened.
Honestly, I wasn't supposed to be there. I was on the green line at PG, took the wrong platform, and ended up going to College Park, and I said, well, I'm already out. Let's do some self-care, maybe go to the park, maybe flirt with somebody, get a cookie or something in D.C. So I get on the train, and I go back, and I say, because I live in Tacoma, so I pass my station, and I go all the way to U Street, and the minute the doors open, and they say doors opening, I literally walk out onto the platform, and I bump right into the transit police officer, and it's two officers. One of them has his knee in the back between the shoulder blades of the 13-year-old little boy that you see in the video with the black shirt that's handcuffed, so his hands are behind his back. The other officer is pressing his face down into the cement, and baby boy is just huffing and puffing. You can tell that he's like trying not to physically break it. He's just trying to breathe because it's too much weight that's on his body. And so I look up really quick. I see the other two little boys that are in the corner screaming. I see Tapiwa, the gentleman that got tased. I see him kind of like, hey guys, I got it. I'm going to talk to the officers. We're going to let them know it wasn't you. And that's when I kind of just like dropped down, like right on my chest, like hands down. And I said, baby boy, I need you to blink twice if you're struggling to breathe. And he just kept blinking and blinking at me. I asked him to blink twice if he was under 18. He just kept blinking. And then I heard the officer start calling for backup. And when the other boys heard backup was coming, that's when they just started, you could just feel their fear. It was very, very palpable. You could feel the shift on the platform because we all recognized that something was getting ready to happen. And so I just started assessing the perimeter, like what's going on, who's here, who has their phone out, where's an adult, where's a guardian. And so once I realized that Tapiwa kind of, once they shifted the first little boy and they moved moved him onto the stool. Once I noticed that he kind of had that under control, he was talking to the officers, I immediately went over to the other two boys, and that's where you hear me in the video, just trying to get their information. I figured if we die, we're all going to die, and somebody's going to know your name, somebody's going to know where to find you, somebody's going to know what happened today. And so my first instinct was just Facebook Live. I don't have to use my hands. I don't, like, everybody's going to see it. It's public. I don't have to filter this. And literally, it was just my family, my friends, what's going on, where are you? And I just kept recording.
Henry, roll the video again. Pull the audio down, please. And so, because I want to walk us through. So when we're watching this video, and I know you're having to deal with this again. So right now, we see there's a young man sitting on the bench.
That's the one I ran into initially that was on the ground.
So initially you ran into him, he was on the ground, and then they sat up on the bench.
Yes.
Okay. And so the brother who was talking to them, how did he enter the picture? How did
he? So say they're train A, I'm train B on the other side of the platform. There's maybe about a 3-minute difference between when they arrived and this initially started from when I actually exit onto the platform. So he was already there, letting the police officers know, as well as about 4 other eyewitnesses. These are not the boys that you all are looking for. We just got off the train with them. These are not the ones.
So right there. So they were. So why did they stop them? They were looking for...
So what an officer told me about an hour and a half into this whole situation was that they received a phone call saying that a group of African-American teens were on the trains and the platform using fireworks. They did not say sticks. They said fireworks. And they said that they were using the fireworks at the passengers. So I asked the officer, where did the call come from? And he pointed down to the exit by Cordozo. But we were all at 13th and V exit. And I said, sir, that's about a 4-block walk outside. So how do we get from one side of the platform to the other where apparently the crime committed? I said, how many teens were there? Because this is only 3. So this is a triad. This is a threesome. This is a group. Like this isn't that group that you're talking about. Where are the smoke alarms? Where's the residue? Did you ask them to empty their pockets? Are there any lighters, any matches? Where's the person that got hurt? Where are the other passengers that were on the train that apparently saw this as well? Where are the cameras? Where are the guardians? Where are the parents? They're 13.
They just snatched three young black men.
Mm-hmm. 3 young black kids.
And then when this, and so again, I want you to cue the video, please. I need to walk. For folks who are watching, I'm trying to establish. We did this yesterday, walking people through. So freeze it right there, Henry. Freeze it right there. So this conversation, we really can't hear him talk to the officer. Is it a calm conversation?
Yes.
Because I'm looking at it and I'm not seeing that those 2 officers upset, mad. You can roll it, please. Roll a video. At one point, you will see the officer on the right. I think he'll tap the young brother.
He touches the boy
on his shoulder. You can tell. I guess he's asking, "Are you okay?" or something along. He pats him. Stop. And so you're standing there watching it.
Yes.
And again, the conversation is calm.
Calm. We're finally getting some type of understanding.
And you think, as you are watching this, Henry, now bring audio up. Bring audio up. Now press play.
About some shit, because then I'm going to have to go off, and I ain't got my nails done, all right? So we going to calm down real quick.
Stop. So we see the officer on the right. I see him hold his hand up, like, okay. Then all of a sudden, this guy from the right just comes in.
Oh, Captain Planet? Yeah.
He's a captain?
No, that's what I call him in my head, because I couldn't find it.
Gotcha. Okay, make sure.
I couldn't read the badge.
So was he on the scene in it, like near there? So you're recording, so you didn't even see him coming to your right.
No, I think you can hear me in a different audio that I have. I think I call him Sonic the Hedgehog.
You did.
Yeah, you said. It was so fast. Like when Tapiwa was speaking with the officers and the little boy that's sitting.
So first of all, the gentleman who they stopped, had you known him before this?
No.
Okay.
I know no one on the platform.
Got it. Okay, go ahead.
None of them, Tapiwa doesn't even know the children. None of us knew any of each other.
Got it.
So when I recognized that he's sitting and he's talking with the little boy and the police officer seemed calm and there's also another black brother that's recording it, I said, okay, maybe this is a little bit safer. Let me go make sure that the other 2 babies are good. And that's when I started engaging, trying to get information, talking to the other eyewitnesses, what's going on, because I'm thinking, what do I need to tell his mother when she finds out that something's happening to her child? So I'm trying to get all this information, and just kind of calm them down, because I see more officers coming down from my left-hand side, because remember, they called for backup. So I see another 5 officers descending the escalator. The trains are still operating. People are still moving on and off the platform, and they're still coming down. And that's why I tell the boys, all right, guys, you have every right to be upset. You have every right to be pissed. You have every right to want to curse. You have every right to feel what you're feeling. But, however, knowing what I know about our police system and our justice system as a whole, just America in general, the minute they hear your voice, they've already seen your color. The minute they hear your voice, you're a threat.
And once
that's it.
Once you have a little bass, all of a sudden it's a whole different deal.
And I've got a smoker's voice, so I had to be aware of that too. I'm tattooed, I've got locks, I've got a head wrap on. I'm the only female that's on this platform right now. If you see me as a threat, then who's going to protect these babies?
Henry, so now I want to play it, and again, I know it's difficult for you to watch, but play it again. Keep audio up. I'm also going to narrate over it. So this officer, he immediately comes in. He's laying hands.
Completely.
And what gets me is,
and you see the push. There's no balled up. There's nothing. There's no aggressive body language.
You see now. Stop, Henry. Stop. So you see the cop right there in the middle.
Yes.
So what he did was, folks, he motioned to the other officer who's in the white to come right here. Okay. Now, not at any point did those two, frankly, go to the officer and say, "Yo, man, calm down. I need you to chill. We got it under control." This guy on the right comes in and immediately escalates this whole situation. Go ahead and play it, Henry. You circle by to get a different angle. Now you're seeing him tasing, and brother does not appear to be moved by the taser. Then all of a sudden, now they take him to the ground. He's tasing him again. He tells you to back up.
Because I was on him. I don't even remember how quickly I got over there, but I just said, somebody grab these babies, and I ran over to him. And this is the part where he almost rolls over off the platform. Mind you, the trains are running every 3 to 5 minutes.
He can't fucking move. He's down. Leave him alone. He is down. He is down.
So, NeeNee, I want to bring you in because, again, this is just very basic. You have 2 officers who are having a conversation with this brother, and it's calm. Cop comes in, young white cop comes in, immediately escalates the situation, and it goes from a simple, calm conversation to now tasers out, takedown, and we remember what took place in Oklahoma when they had some kind of drug sting, whatever, and the brother took off, and when 3 or 4 officers held him to the ground, some reserve cop who was like 70 years old pulls his gun out, and, I thought I pulled my taser out, and he shot and killed the brother. That literally could have happened right here.
Exactly. Easy. Right now in D.C., the black community is being attacked. We're at war. We literally at war with transit police and MPD. They're being trained now to use military tactics on the black community. In the poor communities, they're literally being trained now to use military tactics on us. And anytime there's something where they feel that they're at fault, it's going to escalate. It's going to escalate because they have to have a reason for their actions. Just like with the statement, when Shamir reached out to me, and I was like, she told me it was okay to share the video on our platform. And I spoke with Shamir, and she was telling me the story. I was like, no, this can't happen. And that's when I got in touch with the different councilmen, Black Lives Matter, because we have a rapport with the councilmen, even though we feel like they're not doing enough when it comes to transit police nor MPD. Transit police has no oversight in D.C. That's the problem. So for us, Black Lives Matter, we were part of decriminalizing just for the black kids not to get locked up for not being able to pay the fare on the bus. So what's going on with transit police is not new to us. So now there's another way to criminalize our black children. Now they can't stop them for not having 50 cents or $1 to get on the bus. So now the littlest thing they do now is to criminalize black kids, especially when there's a gang of them. So I don't know, just like she just said, I don't know what I guess, walking while being black. I don't even know if it was
Right.
Just breathing.
Kids walking while being black, because I don't even know if it was a call. So that's what we want to know. Let us hear the tape. Let us hear the call with someone complaining about some kids in the metro letting off fireworks.
Well, we've actually run a number of these videos on this show, and there have been other examples where black person involved was not even involved in it. They're being detained.
Yeah.
Cop says, "Well, no, we're just checking. It's like, wait a minute, hold on. Why are you detaining me?"
Exactly.
The case out of Texas, where the brother was in his front yard, and then the cop said, "Oh, you had as a warrant out in Louisiana." He's like, "Wait a minute, hold up. I ain't even never been in Louisiana."
It's
and his
real.
wife is sitting there, and again, it's as if he's being detained while you were trying to check something out, and it's like, wait a minute, hold up. So what it goes to is, how did you even get to the point of stopping those young men? Like what specifically was it? So what you're saying is, let's hear something so I can hear clothing that match or something. Otherwise, you decide to snatch 3 black boys and say, okay, we're just going to hold y'all and see if all of a sudden it all matches up. And what we also know is, while we doing this, we're running your names.
But at the same time, it was a call for backup.
For what?
Everything was de-escalated, and we're talking. They're talking to the kids. Everything's calm. Why call for? She told me 10 or 20 more cops came to the scene.
Wow.
And there were
For-
at least
what was it,
four.
three
there were at
black
least
kids?
There were at least 4, maybe 5 squad cars up on the top platform of U Street by the time we got out. And I just kept telling the officers, like, their mama's not here. So until their mama shows up, I'm their mama. And you don't talk to them. They don't leave 2 feet away from me. I told those boys, I grabbed 2. I don't even remember who these black girls are, but I just thank them so much. They were recording, and I said, I need y'all to watch these babies for me.
Yeah.
I said, nobody talks to them except for me. I said, when I come back over here, that's when you let them go. Sit on them, feed them, do what you got to do. Sumo wrestle these boys down. But none of these cops put their hands on them, and they said, okay. And then that's when I went back over, and we're just trying to figure out what's going on. The whole issue is we were asking questions, and that's what was making me so frustrated about it. Not just all the people that were just looking around. Like, everybody's so excited on Twitter about Ava's documentary about When They See Us and the Exonerated 5, and we almost just had a Central Park 3. That's what we just had here. And everyone's, oh my goodness, something's happening. Let me get on the train. Let me go. And a part of me doesn't even want to fault them for it, because I hesitated when I got off that train, because I've got bills. I'm a poor black single woman too. I've got 2 college degrees that I've got to pay off. All these things are playing through my head. What am I going to tell my job when I'm locked up and I don't have no bail money? And then you get fired.
Yeah, because the fact of the matter is,
and that's the reality.
At one point when you step forward and the cop says, I need you to back up, we've seen other instances. Again, we ran a video where a brother was driving, the brother was in the car, was recording, and then all of a sudden they snatch this brother out of the car and come around and arrest the brother who's recording, who absolutely did nothing.
Yes.
And we know how they treat black women. We know how they treat black bodies in general. What about the sister that was getting tackled by the officers and her body parts and everything all exposed? I was very aware of the fact that I was a black woman on that platform by myself. I have to be aware. It's 2019. I've got to live that every day. But I also have to be aware of you. Like, I'm a foster kid back from Pennsylvania. I know the sounds of having your kids or your siblings snatched away from you. I know what that pain sounds like. I know what that feels like in your spirit. And there was no way, even after my hesitation, there was no way after hearing those 2 boys, like, in the back, just let my brother go, let him go, let him go. There was no way that I was going to let that happen, because that took me back to where I was when I'm just begging and pleading for just a conversation, just an answer. Just tell me what's happening so that way I can act accordingly. And it was what I had wanted somebody to do for my baby. I don't even have kids, but my womb was just clenching in fear just then, because I knew we were dying. There wasn't a doubt. There wasn't a question. There wasn't a, I hope this doesn't turn out some way. It was, let me get on video. Let me say my name. Let me get these boys' names, because we're getting ready to die. And all of these people are going to witness it.
And the reality is, this is why we encourage people to video and we have to protect ourselves. We keep us safe. And people always say, only thing that Black Lives Matter do is hold up a camera or tell people to video, all these videos. That's what's keeping them safe. I can assure you, If Shamir wouldn't have done what she done, those little it was a 90% chance those little kids would have been the kids that they arrested, held them, and made up stories because the police are trained to lie. Clearly by the statement that the chief of police made, everything that in that statement was a lie.
Completely.
Was a total lie. And so therefore, her videoing and taking that time out, and this is why we ask people in D.C., we beg you guys, even if you have to stand back, please video the police right now, because the police are not keeping black people safe in marginalized communities. Their job is to protect property and get us out of here and build wealth in D.C.
The three young boys, what happened?
They're home. I stayed the entire time. I
Watch
wasn't
video.
leaving.
And they were not
I
the
wasn't
ones
leaving.
They watch
involved.
video.
And they were not involved at all. But if the police had
So now you have
listened,
3 young boys
traumatized,
who've had to go through a traumatic experience,
Yes.
something they never did.
Yep.
and that's what they were saying. That's what eyewitnesses were saying. That's what everyone was saying. We're just trying to talk to you. Like, isn't that what all these presidential Democratic candidates are talking about? Let's have these town halls. Let's get to talking to the community. Let's see what they need from us. Let's do police reform. And then literally the public is trying to do that.
Yeah.
Actively. I was trying to do that with you. I'm not even a DC resident. I'm trying to talk to you. And you decided that you wanted to escalate the situation.
And the brother who got tased, charges dropped?
Yes,
Charges
after
dropped,
2
and
days of being locked up.
They're actually in touch with us
After
now.
2 days.
He was in for 2
2
days?
days.
2 days.
They kept him from Saturday. He didn't get released till Monday at 1 o'clock. With everybody calling and the
On
councilman, and I'm
Twitter,
sure
on Instagram.
they saw it and they didn't want that smoke.
But see, this is also, to your point, when you hesitated, that when these things happen, it's why folks also are afraid to step in and intervene.
Completely.
Because I don't want to spend 2 days in jail. I don't want to somehow get roped in. So you know what?
I don't want to die.
Exactly.
I ain't Jamal, that's y'all.
I don't want to die.
Right.
Yeah. And the
I just don't wanna
reality
die.
is that it's, you have to make that call, right? I do this work because Harriet Tubman did it for me. I do this work because Rosa Parks did the work, right? Someone got to do the work to get us free, to get us liberated. And so therefore, if that's not what you can do, like I just said, you don't even have to stand close. A video speaks louder than a statement. You know what I mean?
Final comment, Shamir. You clearly are still bothered by this. I can see you. I can see you trembling right here.
Yeah. We're actually trying to get her some therapy, but we're trying to raise funds now. And I shared her Cash App on Twitter because she had to process this, and she had to process it with someone, with a professional. Because I was just telling her, as far as Black Lives Matter, we do this work, but we do healing. We have therapists. And so right now we're in the process where we do have one of our healers that's going to speak with her because she's traumatized by this. She's traumatized. So we're really trying to get her a therapist to process this work for her.
Go ahead. Final comment.
Yeah.
This whole idea of Black Lives Matter was created for moments just like this, because Black lives have always mattered, to us at least. But if Black lives truly matter, my main concern right now is what's going to happen after this video dies out. After the shock is over, are we going to continue to be disengaged? Are we going to continue to be desensitized to what it is that we see? Are we going to continue scrolling through an article just to see whether or not the Black person died? What are we going to do afterwards? And I think it's extremely incumbent upon, especially all of these political hotheads that are here. I care about the babies in Syria. I care about the babies in detention centers. But I also care about my Black babies walking down the street that aren't allowed to just breathe or listen to go-go music or go to school. Tamir Rice was 12. These boys were 13.
Yes.
These boys were 13. They were the next Tamir. How old was Corey and Yusef and the rest of them from New York? They were the same exact age. I have a 13-year-old little brother. And that was my brother at that moment. That was my brother, my father, my seed. That was my future. That was my past. That was everything. And there was no way in hell that they were dying by themselves. And so right now, all of this, I've been tweeting politicians. I haven't slept since Saturday night, and I've been tweeting everybody. I don't care about what you're about to do for clearing the college debt, Bernie Sanders. I don't care. You don't care about reparations. You didn't care about the Black women at the panel that were trying to speak to you. You all don't care about Black trans lives. You all don't care about Black boys. You don't care about the over-sexualizing of Black women. So when are you really going to start caring? Because you keep trying to shut us up with all lives matter. So show me. Show me that all lives matter. You can't multitask. Kamala Harris can't multitask. Elizabeth Warren can't multitask. Cory Booker can't multitask. None of them can. But it's going to be cool when it's a hashtag. It's going to be cool when all of a sudden this airs on TV and now it's, oh my goodness, it's the hot story. Let's talk about it. Let's have a town hall. Go talk to Miss Melissa Laws, the mother of the little boy that's traumatized. Go talk to the little boys that are traumatized. Talk to Tapiwa. Talk to the people on the platform that are traumatized by that. Those are the ones you need to be speaking to. Fuck your police. Fuck the other people in power that you're talking to. Get down in the goddamn gutter and talk to the people that are down there that are black, that are poor, that are hungry, that don't have the educational system, don't have the creative outlets, don't have the mental health support. Taraji P. Henson was just talking to Congress, was she not? Senate, whoever the fuck it was. Come talk down here. Is this your city? Wale, this is your city. Kevin Durant, this is your city. Come down to your damn city because they are killing your boys. They're killing your boys. That's, yeah.
Well, we appreciate, first of all, for you stepping up and doing this. One, we'll get the information from you regarding your Cash App. What we also would do is I will be calling Kevin Washington. Kevin was with the Association of Black Psychologists. He's often been on our show. And I'll reach out to him, as well as Dr. Jeffrey Gardier, also known as American Psychologist. These are two folks who frequently come on our show. And so what we'll do is we'll definitely call them and have them definitely connect with you and talk with you. That way, they're not based here, but at least these are two of our strongest black psychologists.
They better be black.
Huh?
I said, yeah, they better be black.
Oh, I got this. Hold on, I got this. Hold on, wait, I got a list. I got a list of black psychologists. Don't worry about that. So I can. No, you ain't got to ask that question with me. I got that. I figured that out. And so I will personally hit both of them up. And then have them reach out to you, and we appreciate certainly keep us up to date of what's going on.
We need people to tweet to get that cop off the street.
Yeah, he's still patrolling.
He's patrolling our streets, our subways right now.
Okay.
So tweet Metro Transit Metro and get that cop off the street.
All right, NeeNee, Ms. Jones, we appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
All right, folks, back to our Roland Martin Unfiltered video in just one moment. All right, folks, they're back. MarijuanaStock.org has another great investment opportunity. If you were lucky enough to invest in their last crowdfunding campaign, you know they raised a lot of money in just a few months investing in legal marijuana farms. Those initial investors now own shares of a publicly traded company. Folks, many of you missed it, but now is a chance for you to participate in this new investment opportunity that is as good, if not even better, than the last one. I'm talking about industrial hemp CBD. For those who don't know, the hemp plant is the cousin to marijuana with a much higher concentration of CBD, which means hemp CBD gives you all the medical benefits of marijuana without getting you high. Until recently, hemp farming was practically illegal in the United States and heavily regulated by the DEA. However, the 2018 Farm Bill recently passed in Congress, making it legal to grow hemp CBD in the U.S. and creating one of the largest commodities worldwide. They need land to grow all of the plants, and this makes for an incredible investment opportunity. That's where our good friends at 420 Real Estate come in. Their business model is very simple. They buy land that supports hemp CBD grow operations and lease it to licensed, high-paying tenants. That's right, they are hemp CBD landlords, and you can get in on the action. You can invest in this crowdfunding campaign for as little as $200 up to $10,000. Like I said, you don't want to miss out. Folks, you can go to marijuanastock.org. That's marijuanastock.org. Get in the game and get in the game now. Now back to your Roland Martin Unfiltered video.